you hear him go, how, what you mean, all that, I mean, what?
Yeah, mate,
what you mean? How, what you mean, all that?
Yeah, mate, what you saying, Martin Daisy? What you saying, mate?
What do you mean?
Yeah, mate. Hey, did
I
you all,
know.
don't you know? I love the Scousers.
See that lot, man. See that? No. I mean, there you've touched a nerve there. They caught me bastards, man. I tell you.
Oh, yeah, calm down now, mate. The Cockneys are brand new. I love them. Apples and pears, mate.
Apples and pears, aye. They came to English Defence League and all that. And I'm all kidding on.
What do you make about that English Defence League?
Well, I think he's actually patching himself up to, I don't know, he's kidding on. Well, we'll see your anti-fascist kind of group. They don't believe him for 1 minute.
See, the thing is, right? See the people he's saddled up with, right? The Quillen Foundation was given £1 million by New Labour. They were the favoured Muslims under New Labour, the Quillen Foundation. Now, one of them, I can't remember what one of them, but there was a few of them that did the rounds. When I used to be phoning Radio 5 Live or 5 Dead, right? I came across one of them. They were either in the late night one, and I came across one on, and as I think I said last night, one of them, I don't know if there was the one who was on there, but one of them called me, oh, he's an extremist, Nicky. And then they got this money from New Labour, and one of them was a so-called, or mixed up with extremism, and then, he saw the light, and everything, they started writing blogs or books or whatever, and because they were standing against extremism, so this was Tony Blair's version of Islam, and he would say, the perversion of Islam. Then he would pick out these Uncle Tom sellouts, so just like your basically New Labour lackeys, right? And if you go across the UK's mosques, the amount of stooges and puppets who are working there as spies, on behalf of the British government. I mean, it's a joke, actually. It's an absolute fucking joke. And the Quillen Foundation, the people who this...
How do you spell that, Tommy? How do you spell that, Tommy? Is it C-U-L-L-E-N?
Quillen, it begins with a Q or something, Quillen. But they were best friends with Labour.
I've seen it, Tom. I've seen it. Aye, Quilliam, aye.
They're just sellouts. They're just New Labour lackeys, and they were there to be the picture poster boy of New Labour. This is Labour's version of Islam that all the Muslims are supposed to follow. But then what you've got now, right? See in the UK's mosques, you've got these deep divisions now, where you've got the people at the top, like in Glasgow Central Mosque, right? They've got the old guard, so you've got the old people who have got whatever kind of power and role where they're controlling it, but they're not allowing the youth to come in to help out and run it. So whatever scam, and it is a scam they've got in the mosque, the Central Mosque of Glasgow, where they've got control of it, they've got a committee, and it's like a closed shop, and they don't want anybody in. But it'll come back to bite them soon enough, because they're not getting... Anyway, I'm digressing a bit here. I've got a good brother phoning in. The parrot's going to come on soon as his phone is there. But what I was trying to say, right, about these... what they've done, I mean, there's what New Labour has done. They've created divisions all across the UK and the Islamic community, because what they asked to do, if you think back 5-10 years ago, they asked a lot of people to, be snitches and grasses. So wherever you go in the Muslim community, there's people there working on behalf of the state, and for anybody who's to speak out or say anything, they're to be monitored or whatever. So for people like myself, I mean, I've got anti-British views, anti-establishment views. So, I mean, if I was to go to a mosque and start saying it, I would probably be on a watch list before you could say boo to a coup. Yep. But that's just the way. So then what you've got is, I mean, I'm a radical pacifist, mate. And the way I look at it, right, see any British Muslim who gets involved with extremism or people who are carrying explosive or doing stuff. Right?
Aye.
I'm in the opinion that these people are backed, paid, and funded by the British state. There's enough evidence out there that all the atrocities, or most of the atrocities that have been happened in this country, from Ramzi bin Rashid, who was a British agent who was arrested in India and was released and asked to be released by Pakistan because he was a British agent and he was behind the 7-7. And then you've got Abu Hamza and the whole Finsbury Park mosque. You just have to listen to Alex Jones. All the stuff Alex Jones spouts about is the truth, that all these people and their handlers are MI5, MI6. Know what I mean? So the people who are... So you've got two sides. You've got one side where New Labour are giving Quillam and they've got all these spies in the mosque, right, and they're to grassing people, and then the other side they've got their own stupid people who they're given weapons and they're given instructions, either willingly or unwillingly, you know, because many people have put a case out saying that some of the bombers or some of the stuff who do stuff are lured into it as kind of patsies, you know, and then they commit the attacks. Some of the stories I heard about 7-7 is that some of the people who were supposed to commit it, right, who were supposed to commit the attack, they realised what was happening and then they went away. They weren't given explosives because the explosives were actually underneath the trains, because there's eyewitness accounts saying that the explosion came from beneath the train and blew up the way. And when this happened, the ones who were still walking about, they pulled away, realising, shit, we were supposed to be part of what they call a false flag a training ops. They were supposed to be doing training ops because there was a guy called Peter Power who was part of Scotland Yard, who was running his own company. I even spoke to him a number of years ago, running his own company, and he came on the radio and TV that night stating that we were running training ops at the exact same stations where the bombs went off. And the radio presenter, Peter Allen, and the one on Channel 5 or Channel 3 or whatever, they turned around and says, what, seriously? And I went, oh yeah, the hairs were standing in the back of my neck. He says, because we had used the exact same stations where these bombs went off, right? And an expert was able to work out the figure, right? Not an expert, do you know these insurance actuaries who work out the cost for insurance and the chances of something happening? Well, they worked out that to happen, that they were actually doing training ops for explosives for trains, and the stations he was doing it, says, for 3 different stations where the 3 stations happened, they were doing training ops. And for that to happen as a coincidence, I think it's something called a tetragillion. It's something with 42 zeros. And to put that into significance, how big a difference that is, to put all the grains of the sand together on the sun and the earth, you still that comes to a figure of about 14 or 15 zeros. So the chances of it happening are just so minuscule, it's beyond belief. But there was a guy working, I think it was called, I can't remember the exact name of the company, but it's out there because it was on Alex Jones, and I actually phoned him up and spoke to the guy, and he denied it all. He actually denied it and says, no, you're completely wrong, but c'est la vie. But the people who were supposedly the patsies, the people who were given or took the dairy for it, the explosive people that they said planted explosive, there was shootings at Canary Wharf. People were shot at Canary Wharf. Yeah, that never made the news, and that was supposedly to the hijackers or whatever who had realised that this was a fucking set-up, and because there was reports of shooting, if you remember it, but in the fog of war, in the fog of war, as you remember it, all different. The first thing that came out was electrical. It was an electrical outage, and I still maintain to this day that John Charles de Menzies was he was assassinated because he was an electrician, and he knew it was either part of it or he was able to expose what the fuck went on that day, because they ran on and fucking...
Is that you talking about that Brazilian boy?
Aye, they went on and shot that boy in fucking broad daylight on a train. And then you look at all the bullshit lies from the police and the media that they spun. They said that he was chased and he had a big heavy jacket in summer. And then when you read the full report, the guy walked from the barrier and he was just on a denim jacket and he was sitting on his chair and they fucking held him down and then he fucking took 5 shots or 7 shots into a guy that was almost fucking armless and been held down. They could have took him alive, yet they killed him, fucking assassinated him, and that was a message to show to everybody, if you fucking want to speak or talk or say anything, we'll just fucking shoot you like him, because that was within 2 weeks, and that's how you shut things down. And they also did it in 9/11 to a congressman, I can't remember the congressman who was saying a lot of stuff, Senator Wellman, or whoever it was, a senator, no, a congressman, and they shot him, they killed him because he was espousing, oh, fucking shit's happening here. And that's what happens to people who get close to the truth. They get silenced the ultimate way.
I think I know who you mean about that congressman in the States. I think I know who you mean.
Yeah.
I can't remind his name, but I know who you mean. I know who you mean. He's a Democrat or an independent, one of the two. He was either a Democrat or an independent, one of the two.
Anyway, sorry for talking too much and going on a mad
No, you're right, man. You're right. But, no, as in, going back to kind of what we were talking about earlier on, these boys that are getting lifted, man, and hassled and harassed earlier on, we were talking about earlier on, in this country, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's no good news at all, man. And that other mob are just getting away with fucking murder. If it's meant to be like a rule for all, you know what I mean? A rule for one, rule for all. They're just getting away with fucking murder. And it takes George Galloway to bring it up fucking Parliament. The British Parliament, not the Scottish fucking Parliament, the British Parliament.
Something needs to be done about that Scottish Parliament. The Scottish Parliament's it's a conspiracy.
The thing is, Tommy, honest to God, I tried to email, honest to God, Kenny McCaskill a couple of weeks ago about it. And I couldn't get my email through. I don't know why, but I couldn't get my email through. I sent it to Yahoo, I sent it to Gmail, I couldn't get it fucking through. I don't know why, but I don't know if it's a fucking, it's not a legit email address or fucking what. Whether you have to get through the Scottish Parliament fucking email system, I don't know. And whether they tailor all your comments and all that, I don't know. Whether you have to go through that way, I don't know. But I was saying about, I was saying like, did you see the damnings at Ibrox the other day, blah, blah, can you tell me that is it one rule for one and one rule for another, basically that kind of thing I was saying, you know. But I couldn't get the email sent for some reason, so I don't know why. But anyway, Tom, sorry for.
No, mate. Listen, I'm just looking here. I'm looking at GWG and Simi. They're having a wee argument here on Thingy. So I'm thinking maybe we should get these two boys on to have a wee argument about that. But we've also got. I'm going to try and get the Parrots phoned in, and also your man G for Celtic Dreams. He's wanting to come on with a Parrot. Right. So we're going to get some freeway action going down here, mate. Some late night freeway action here and a couple of calls. So, mate,
right in the bottom, man. Excellent.
You sit back, mate, and just chillax there for the rest of the night, and keep tuned in and phone in at any time. Any time I'm on, bro, you can phone in. You're more than welcome at any time. You don't have to wait a month. I've noticed there the calls you've been phoning in once a month, mate. That's not good enough. You need to get your finger out. What are you doing? Let's get on the next one.
You want me to hang on, or what you want me to do? Hang up?
No, well, cool. I'll go and play a wee tune and go and get a wee refreshment myself, because with the Parrot and the G-Man on, mate, I'm going to need every refreshment I can get my hands on.
I'll just listen to what you boys are going to say anyway.
Come back on later on. If I still get time later on, come back on, man. So if GWG wants to come on and Simi, then, but you're more than welcome if you want to add that at any time. I'm going to try and do the three-way calls, but sometimes it melts my wee, would you call it?
System doing that.
I know. But we'll see what happens.
No bother, Tommy, right? Thanks for your time anyway, pal.
God bless, James, right? Speak to you soon.
Right, speak to you later, Tommy.
Hail, bro. God bless.
Right, hail. Bye.
All the way for Wrightswood, God bless him. Right, the number's opened, 01414161888. Right. Simi is wanting to say he's wanting an independent Scotland. GWG down in England is saying